Hello and welcome everyone, Lionheart here with the Team Dignitas Total War Room 2 Invitational third place playoffs. We're here with the third and final battle for the third place playoff between Llewellyn and Panda Warrior. Once again I'm joined by Gamer Dudester and Indie Pride on the commentary. And the winner of this claims the third place spot. Then we'll be moving on to the final between Baylor of Agartha and Agony Duck. So without further ado, enjoy. Okay, great. Right, well, we've just thrown the battle up on screens and both players have just loaded in. So I'm going to have a quick look at the Carthaginian army by Panda Warrior. And then I'm going to throw over to you to have a look at the Tylus and Llewellyn. So, Carthage. We have a General's Bodyguard, Mercenary Balearic Slingers, 6 units of, I believe, they're African pikes. And then we have Libyan infantry and mercenary Iberian swords. So again, as you said, bringing in those mercenary Iberian units. Mercenary Samnite warriors, which seemed to be very effective previously. And then, yeah, more African pikes. But he's deployed those on the edge of the hill on the right flank. So that's going to be interesting. What we're going to see from little old Panda here. Over to you with Llewellyn and Tylus.
All right, so as I kind of said before, the 6 tribal warriors is a staple in any Tylus build. Basically, there's 6 of those at the front. He has 3 units again of Celtic warriors. This is pretty basic Tylus army. 2 more Celtic warriors on the right side. A couple of Levy Freemen to stop Cav from blunting your own charges, actually, and then a Spear Warrior. You don't see much of those. He does have a Noble Horse unit, and then an Oathsworn General, and of course, the 3 Raiding Horsemen. So, the go-to thing with Tylus, you will always see, 6 Tribal Warriors, and you will always see 3 Raiding Horsemen in tournament formats. It's almost impossible to see a player pick Tylus and not go with those guys.
Okay, great. Right, well, the obvious move from Panda Warrior is to get on top of that hill. I think we all sense what might be about to happen here. The chat is already raising the pike banner, or WTF Carthage Army. I like that the most. That's good. So we've got Panda Warrior coming up to the top of this hill, and I think maybe Tylus is just taking a moment to, I don't know what, look in disbelief that this is happening.
I think he's saying that he wants a rehost because it's the wrong attack directions.
Okay, we'll just check with that.
Not sure what the admins will decide for this one, but what we can do is talk a little bit about this Carthaginian army.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about pike units is, I'm sure you've used them a lot in single player. They are probably the most effective unit in single player. In campaigns, you put 2 pike units in your city, right outside the gate. That's it. You win. You are invincible. You win. But for multiplayer, the problem with pikes is that they're not very responsive to attack commands. So while they're a great stopping force, you can't really use them aggressively. And when you commit all this money to 6 units of African pikemen, you know that a box is going to be formed, you know that a defensive line will hold, and you know that it's going to be a game that happens around the flanks here and here, and that's going to be extremely difficult for Llewellyn, given the hill position for Carthage today. He does have 2 mercenary Balearic Slingers. Those are high ammo units that are going to be firing for a long time. And I think that's why Llewellyn is kind of worried about this build. And that's why he said rehost, because he definitely does not want to have to face off against this type of Carthaginian build on a hill. It's really difficult to break down.
Yeah, no, definitely with the pikes there. So yeah, we're just sorting this out, and then we'll find out what's happening with the battle. Is there any way to break kind of pikes on a hill? What's the best way of trying to combat this if you had to?
I mean, you can't really use your raiding horsemen to do that on this map. One, and the fact that there's 2 units of mercenary Balearic slingers, it's really tough for Tylus to do anything.
So politely,
I'm not sure.
he's not going to do well.
Politely.
Politely
Yes.
put, and I guess PG for the stream.
I guess if we take a look at the bracket, I'm trying to pull it up here on my second monitor to see which player is designated as the attacker here. I think it might be Llewellyn. I think Llewellyn is designated as the attacker. So, but then again, part of the game rule states that you cannot really form a box, but I wouldn't say this is really a box. He's kind of formed, rank.
Kind of a squash box. It's a bit open.
Sort of. It's a mutated polygon of some sort.
Mutated polygon box.
Yes. He does seem to be kind of moving down. I'm not sure what action we're going to take here. Let me just contact one of the admins real quick.
Yeah, we're just sorting that through as well, getting them to talk to the admins here. I mean, the formation looks nice. It's a pretty formation.
Side note, African pikes are absolutely atrocious. Just terrible. They are not a unit that strikes fear. They shouldn't strike fear in anyone's heart. Frontally, sure, but if you can just get them from the side, they die. They die rather quickly.
Yeah, so that's why they're sticking to their best friend at the moment, the hill.
Yes.
Yeah, hill is friend. Hill is love. Hill is life.
Hill is strong. Llewellyn is still not moving, so I think this is
we're just trying to get the players to contact the admins here and discuss this, because if they have got the attack deck direction wrong, we need to sort that out.
It does seem to make sense that the attacking player should have the hill. Just,
Yeah.
from just a general point of view. Giving the defensive player the hill. Let's see. So they were supposed to do... Actually, Armavir on the map, at least on the map pool that we were given, Armavir is not given any attack direction.
It's a nice hill. Panning round, it's very, very scenic. Probably put a lovely little chalet on top. Total War chalet. We'll go there, play Total War games.
Total War chalet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set it up.
Get hyped. Get hyped with your friends about all sorts of new titles coming out.
Sounds good. Play some classic games. Everyone likes a game of Risk, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There we go. It's all good.
Settlers, yo, settlers.
Settlers. Maybe if we can't
Settlers of
maybe if we can't decide this, maybe we have to get both players to play a game of Risk to decide.
Yes. Take it to the dice.
Take it to the dice. Exactly. Take it to the dice.
No one can complain, but it's the dice. They are fair.
Okay. So, seeing what the chat is saying about our hill predicament. Let's have a look through. Did we ever find out what happened to Indy, or is he
Apparently, trying to install the Steam beta broke his computer.
Oh god, we broke his PC.
One thing about Indy Pride, you can follow him on Milk and Cookies Total War on YouTube. He never did a stream before ever in his life. So today was the first time that he was actually streaming. So for the past couple of days, I've been kind of sitting down with him, kind of showing him the basics of OBS, and he's getting into the advanced stuff. He's doing all these plug-in things. So I'm really proud of him to the fact that he actually managed to pull everything together. and just I think he did a good job with it. But now he says that the stream broke. It broke his PC.
Oh no. Hopefully he'll be able to fix it all in the end. But no, that's good that he's got himself streaming.
Yeah, totally. He has insane bitrate. Really good for streaming. I think he's actually watching me now on stream beta. I think he might have fixed it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see how it's going. Well, at the moment,
Prince of Macedon in the chat
hell.
says, "I feel sorry for the commentators who have to come up with material for this. LOL."
I think we probably are on the yeah,
we are on the verge.
We are on the hill scraping side of content right now while we sort out the players.
We are about to fall off the cliff and roll down this hill aggressively.
Aggressive rolling.
Aggressive rolling with pikes.
I mean, the chat is offering some interesting tactics and advice to Llewellyn to potentially break up the pikes, but I just have this feeling it's not going to go well, is it? Really?
No. So has there been a verdict from the admin as to what is going to happen?
Not yet. We are still waiting for a decision to be made, and for the players talking to the admin.
So this is the third Total War Invitational, correct?
Yes, it is. It's the third Invitational. Yep.
Held, if not exclusively by Team Dignitas.
Yeah, the third one that they've been involved with. This time, so yeah, we had a couple around Christmas last year, and now this one. So it's probably actually quite interesting to, if you look back at those replays from the previous one, to see how the game's changed with various patches. In terms of multiplayer. What would you say is the biggest change you've seen in the patches that's really, or what patch was it that, I don't know, made one set of units go from being either really great to really terrible, or vice versa, or what gave an edge to extra units, or gave them a buff or a boost that they really needed or didn't need?
There are lots of change, there are lots of big patches that kind of change things, going all the way back to patch 3, like patch 3, patch 5, patch 8, I think. All of those patches, even like the newer patches, like the Emperor Edition patch, probably the biggest patch that changed the metagame was probably the Emperor Edition patch, because that really changed lots of units and it rebalanced lots of things. And I know lots of players who actually stopped playing the game for a little bit because they were getting a little bit frustrated with the metagame. It was becoming a little bit stale. Elephants and chariots were a little bit too strong. After Emperor's Edition, things kind of balanced out. People started coming back. We saw a resurgence in tournament play. People started getting excited again about the game, which is great. And hopefully we can continue seeing more patches that address the core issues with the at least the multiplayer portion of the game. I know it might be a little bit easier to maybe address single player bugs that pop up in the campaign, or maybe do balancing on in terms of single player, but actually, for the multiplayer community, balance is a huge element that's definitive for most players to kind of stay and play the game. And I think lots of players are happy to see continuous patching being applied. It's just, it's really great when you get a patch that just changes things and it freshens things up again, as long as it's going in the right direction, which it seems to be doing most of the time. So
that's good then. Yeah, that's good to hear. Is there one unit for the multiplayer specifically that you'd like to see added in for a particular faction? You feel that they need a particular unit to make them kind of more balanced, or to give them a kind of an edge for that specific faction, that play style that faction generally seems to have? Or is it just a random crazy unit that you just love to throw in to to roam or something like that?
Iceni needs help.
Yes, I agree actually. Not just because I'm sort of there, but
they desperately need help. They need a low cost sword unit that beats all other low cost sword units, or they need a medium cost sword unit that beats all other medium cost sword units, or they need a high tier sword unit that beats all other sword units. That's, I think, the only way that Iceni becomes viable in multiplayer. Otherwise, it's tough for them.
Oh, that's fair.
It's tough for our head-throwing, blue, tattooed, long-bearded, amazing, druidic folk.
Okay, I think we have movement. We have the admin's decision, which is a call of no rehost. So they play as is. How do you take that news?
Well, I think Llewellyn is going to be slightly disappointed, but at the same time, defeating a player that has positioned himself on a, advantageous terrain position is not something that should be too far out of reach of a Total War player that plays a lot. It sure happened a lot in real life, so you'd hope to think that they know some tactics as to how to kind of
there must be some way,
player.
right? They didn't just.
There must be some way.
We didn't just have a stalemate for like we just did then when that happens. Like no, off the hill. Come on.
Sorry guys.
Sorry,
Not fair.
I'm disconnecting guys from this battle in real life. That's fair enough. Yeah, it's gonna, as you said, it's gonna be interesting to see now how Llewellyn has to adapt the forces that he has to take on the position and the tactics that Panda Warrior has chosen to employ here.
I think, if he really wants to be patient and play this out, if he wants to drag this out, he has two options. First option is to move all of his army down here, and then try to get on the hill this way.
That's what I've been looking at. It's the ground is there's a less higher gradient there. It's slightly flatter.
Yes.
That's the easier way up. Although he is pushing forward with those raiding horsemen to try and I guess break the pikes, or just to draw some units out to try and then pull them down the hill towards his forces.
Totally. He's totally trying to draw something out. His second option, which is probably the less advantageous one, is to just go up here and try to break through the formation somehow. Maybe try to use his forest, but look, there's a red line there. So that angle is probably closed. His worst option is probably trying to come up here and here. That means that he's going to have to cover the most distance because it's a diagonal on the hill, as opposed to going straight up. So he is looking like he's going to begin the long march around the hill. He's going to make his way to try and approach it from a more even flat ground area.
Should take just about the same time it takes to get to Mordor.
Speaking of Mordor, have you seen the new Hobbit movie?
I have indeed. I saw it the other day.
Glorious, isn't it?
Oh, yes. At the end of the day, don't have problems with adding extra characters in. To be honest, I guess my fix of Middle-earth, and that's all I need.
Yeah, I don't understand people who watch that and are like, oh man, they added too much fluff, they ruined the story. It's like, man, come on, there's dwarves and elves and orcs and dragons.
Pretty much fills the quota for Middle-earth, it's all good.
Yeah, what else do you want? Oh boy.
So yes, Llewellyn is pushing up to that right flank now. He's trying to maneuver round to the back of the hill, either to then draw Panda Warrior off, or as you said, assault up the hill. Although it looks like Panda Warrior is going to deploy his pikes now to defend that slightly more accessible side of the hill.
It'll be really disappointing if he just parks up here.
Switches.
I will be very sad. I will be so sad.
A sad GD.
I will be a sad Total Warcaster today. If he just stands here, you can't flank from this side. The only option to flank is to come up here, and that's just
death.
Pain.
Death. Yeah.
Yes. Pike to the face. A friend on Steam is actually pointing out that there was a dwarf phalanx in the latest Hobbit movie. So this is kind of reminiscent of that.
Yeah, we just need a nice big mountain.
Well, maybe in a few million years this thing will kind of go up. Alright, so here we go. The advance is real. He's sending out his Levy Freeman first. I think that's a smart decision. But I would be very surprised to see any Balearic slingers engage or fire any of their slings at this point. They're most likely put on fire at will off. Yeah, look, there's Mercenary Arbinian Swordmen ready to kind of prevent those Levy Freemen from getting too close to the line and using their javelins. One thing that Tylus could use to its advantage is that pikes do not like javelins at all. They don't really have the best of shield values, and if you position yourself at a pike unit like coming from this angle, say, let's say this one, and you position your javelins to come from this side, you do lots of damage. Here come the Balearics.
Sorry, I got distracted then for a moment by people in the chat saying how cool the Dwarf Phalanx was in Battle of the Five Armies. I agree, it was very cool. But yes, as you said, they're manoeuvring around with those Balearic Slingers, and he said he should have that on fire at will told off, waiting for the opportune moment there. But he's pulling round with his African pikes there, trying to block any potential attack from pretty much any angle that Llewellyn can offer. So, I mean, what then is? I assume it's the flank then of the pike that is the target of any massed infantry charge or attack from Llewellyn now.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try to save your javelins for the pikes. I think his best bet is just keep trucking on forward. He needs to come up here, and he needs to face the fact that he needs to punch a hole through the enemy line somewhere. He needs to find a weak point. He needs to concentrate his missile fire. He needs to concentrate his jabs on it and try his hardest to get through it. Hopefully that will entice some kind of reaction from the other units, and that's when he can start doing these kind of unfavorable flanking maneuvers. But that's really, I don't see any other way that he can really do this.
Yeah, he's actually Panda Warrior is pushing down his troops on his right flank to go after the raiding horsemen, which are hidden some of them are hidden in the trees, along with some naval cav, Samnite warriors, and mercenary Iberian swordmen.
This is a good move. He's just trying to scout ahead to see what kind of units are laying in the waiting.
We've got Libyan infantry coming on out towards those Levy Freemen, which are going to engage. Oh no, they're pulling back. They tried to get a javelin throw there. And now just pulling back with both those units. So kind of a little skirmish there. The first units to leave the hill.
Good damage here for Panda Warrior. I mean, dealing damage to these raiding horsemen is really, really big because I'm sure you know this, but the way the ammo works in this game is each single unit, like each single soldier in the unit, actually has his own ammunition counter. So when you kill 14 guys, the unit loses 14 out of 60. That's almost a quarter of its ammo. So this is really good target fire. Like, he came down, I think he remembered that there was a raiding horseman down there. He was like, maybe I can blunt their capabilities. That makes the volleys from the raiding horsemen much, much less devastating.
Yeah, so he's really used that push with his infantry there to scout to maximum effect. And back on the left flank, we have more engagement between the Libyan infantry and those Levy Freemen. I believe the Balearic Slingers have just started firing, or they've been allowed to have some fire at will, firing on down against the levies to again deal some more damage towards them. The medium spear infantry that Llewellyn has brought with him.
Here comes the advance. Finally, Llewellyn it looks like he has grown tired of this. He's going to start coming up the hill.
Yeah, he's pushing up with Celtic warriors. But that pike line, though.
One thing to keep in mind is that Panda Warrior is kind of doing something that is... Like, on one point, he is kind of camping on a hill and forming these ranks of pikes that are basically very difficult to break. But on the other hand, Llewellyn was the one who picked this map.
That's true.
So he could have picked a flatter map.
I mean, the people have said in the comments, Panda Warrior is the defender, so he is defending.
Yeah, so like, I can see both sides of this kind of having some leeway to their arguments, but at the end of the day, it's your map pick. Why would you pick a map as Armavir, which is infamous for its imbalanced hill? Like, even if you wanted to give the hill advantage to yourself, is that really fair play on one hand? And on the second hand, if you gave it to your opponent, well, you gave it to your opponent. Why would he come off of it?
What you're expecting, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there was a muddle with attack directions as well, but as you've said, at the end of the day, they've got to go with their map picks. And,
yeah, there were no details on map directions for Armavir, so
well, there we go.
Can't really use that either.
There we go.
So it's yeah.
So he's trying to, I guess, lure some of those troops out of that formation, to try and break it up somehow. It's obviously Panda's keeping a very, very tight formation. The Balearic Slingers are still going at it now, just to try and whittle down that Levy Freeman, which Llewellyn's been using to try and just use the javelin, use the missile throw on that as he goes forward to try and break apart the Libyan infantry. But not being...
I absolutely feel him though. Like, it must suck to be him right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you break this?
I think you need like a naval bombardment from Shogun 2. That would be great.
Oh man, revolver cav.
Revolver cav. There's a couple of Celtic warriors over on the flank now, hidden in the trees. Would it be worth?
I don't know. I think if Panda Warriors keeps coiling up here, I think this could be classified as a box, and there is a red line really close. So I don't know what the admins are gonna think about this.
Yeah. Taking a close look at it to keep an eye on that red line proximity.
And again, there's not much space that was left here to for him to be able to get behind that. So
yeah, he can't get behind that anymore.
Is this enough to justify a non-box between the red line? I don't know if it is. Then again, it's kind of interesting because you never really get to see much of this. Like, how is this player going to start breaking this formation?
Yeah.
And if he is successful, it's gonna be some epic stuff.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worthy of the third place spot if he can. Looks like we've got some Libyan infantry moving back. They're going in against the spear warriors that Llewellyn has brought up, but they're pulling back. He's trying to lure them out. Tried this tactic several times now, and he's coming back up with another unit of spear warriors to try and get them with their backs turned. They're going in for the charge. Oh, he's stopped. Is he going to pull back? He's going to try and pull back now. It's just cat and mouse with these guys because he's now bringing up that other unit of spear warriors. I
think at this point they are out of javelins.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
It's really trying to shift him off that spot. He's doing everything he can without...
Oh, there is another javelin.
He's got another javelin throw there. Libyan infantry down. He's trying to pull them. He's trying to pull them back while charging with the other unit of spear warriors, but he just can't get the charges kind of close enough.
The one thing to keep in mind is that all these sword units are being placed in front of pikes, and that's going to prevent these pikes from taking javelin hits to the face. That's what Llewellyn is trying to do here. He wants to get close in range enough to these pikes so he can throw a set of javelins onto them. But these Libyans, they keep preventing that. Every time the levies come close, the Libyans push them back. They're preventing the javelins from coming in range of these African pikemen, and it's really smart play.
It's going up again.
But one thing Llewellyn could do. You can see that there's a bit of forest here. He can actually, I think, sneak a unit without it being detected. If it works,
that's what I was thinking.
2 or 3, and then he can unleash them.
Yeah, he's got the Celtic warriors. If he can get them behind the pikes, he can certainly tie them up, or at least draw them to face another angle.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's pushing up with those tribal warriors there.
Oh, here comes the general though from Panda Warrior.
Yeah, Panda Warrior's general, the general's bodyguard is there. And the Balearic Slingers are going in. He's trying to. He's forcing that the Mesonite Samnite warriors to pull back.
Indeed. So is the pike unit as well?
Yeah, they're all kind of... That's now boxing in closer. He's actually pulling back his other unit of pikes, and I think he actually is looking to form up a full box now. But Llewellyn's brought up his spears, and they've tangled briefly with the Libyan infantry, but again, pulling those back out before much damage could be done. But he's now doing exactly what you said he would potentially try and do, which is pushing up with his raiding horsemen on that right flank. I think he may well try and go for a hit on the general. He's also pushing up with his Celtic warriors and supporting that with another unit of Celtic, 2 more units of Celtic warriors. Celtic warriors going in for that charge. If they can get a throw here, they can. It's going in on the general. Oh, and more.
General.
Watching very closely.
The general's down to 15 men.
15 men on the general. Can he break the general? Oh, the general's just going to get away, but now he's forcing... He's now forcing all of his men. They're going to have to get in that box. They're having to pull back behind those pikes. He's just going to try and kill as many as possible before they get to the safety of that pike line.
He's just charging the general now. He's just trying his hardest to get the general.
13 men left. But on the meanwhile, he's actually pressed the Libyan infantry on the other flank with tribal warriors. He's going in.
Another throw.
Oh, all those throws. He's trying to keep pushing in.
Here.
He's pushing in with the raiding horsemen.
Here.
Yeah, he's winning there at the front, and he's now...
The raiding horsemen. 4 men down for the Carthaginian general.
Oh, what's he just used? That's raised the banner and a rally.
Yeah, he knows it's about to die. He knows it's about to die.
He's thrown the raiding horsemen in.
Yeah, they're chasing the general.
He tried to get the general.
The
Oh, there's only 4 of them. He's really pushing. He's pushing really hard now. His infantry have got caught up against the pikes along with that Libyan infantry.
He needs to get this one from the back. He needs to get this one from the back to do the work. 4 men on the general left.
Can he do it? He's brought up the other units of raiding horsemen. They're all trying to pelt in there. The general's coming closer. He's right in the center of the box right now.
But now the slingers are going to begin unleashing fire at these point-blank ranges.
He just can't get close enough to them. As you said, those slingers are doing a fair bit of damage from all angles now.
The javelins being thrown now against the pikemen. You can see pike units do not.
He's bringing in his general.
Jabs.
He's bringing in his Oathsworn. They're coming on in there. They're just going to hold there. And then they're pulling them back. Again to get another javelin throw.
Yeah. He's just running in, throwing the jabs, running back. Look, he is working on 1 unit at a time. 1 unit at a time.
He's done this really well. He's really giving it everything he's got right now to try and break this formation. He's pushing in now from the side with tribal warriors.
Here it comes.
Oh, he's pulling back. No,
back out.
He's trying to pull back out. He's trying to, again, breaking up those mercenary Samnite warriors that were in the center there.
But pikes are taking huge losses here. They're taking huge losses here.
He's pressing on him really
well. He's trying to break the
box.
Yeah, he's breaking the box from these 2 areas so that he can prevent it from being a box, essentially.
Yeah, if he can break the box apart, he's got enough units around it. Come on.
56 men on that African pikeman. He needs to kill the general.
Yeah, 51 units on the African pikes there. He's charging in with his other units of infantry. The mercenary Iberian swordsmen have gone in against Celtic warriors.
Against the Celtic
He's trying to bring his noble horse round again. Maybe to throw in through that gap if he can break through it. There is a gap open. There is a gap open in between the lines.
Charge here. Downhill charge against his
he just
Celtic
needs to hold.
warriors by
but there's a gap.
Infantry
there's a gap. The raiding horsemen are
Iberian.
trying to get in there. The noble horse are also coming round. The box is open.
The box is breaking.
The box is slightly open. Someone's pulled open a flap. Oh, he's trying to reform,
Here
but
it comes.
Can he get the general's bodyguard? Can he get it?
Look at that Atari sign.
Atari for life.
Atari.
Well, African pikeman. He's got his noble horse.
Oh my god.
Noble horse are through. He's going to go into the back of the Libyan infantry and the Samnite warriors.
He's somehow doing this.
Where is his missile cav? If he could get them in right now, a shot on the general. Oh, they're all gone.
They're dying.
No.
They're dying here. He needs to kill this general.
He's got to press.
What is happening in this fight?
Oh my god. Come on.
He has literally eaten the box. Like, he just crept up ever so slightly and kept eating little portions of the box.
He's thrown up the rally again.
Yeah.
Oh, the cavalry's getting munched by the pikes now. General is still there, but he's taking heavy hits from those Balearic slingers, and he's facing the wrong way with them.
General.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can he get a charge? He's gone headhunt. No. Just don't... I don't know if he's got enough men to break through it. If
Oh, the pikes are starting to do some insane damage now.
They're pushing really hard against those tribal warriors. We've got Libyan infantry in there as well. He's going in with tribal warriors against the pikes.
Here we go, the last assault.
This is it. He's going to throw everything he's got now. Ah, noble horse just waiting outside that pike line. Just hoping they can...
What do we do, guys?
They've got into the back of the Iberian swords.
Charge.
That's good. That's a nice charge. And they might break. They're shaken. Attacked in the rear. And he's actually throwing his slingers out now to try and hit that cavalry if they've still got ammunition.
Yeah. This is looking really tough for Carthage all of a sudden.
Yeah, this isn't
like,
looking
look,
good.
This is gonna once this breaks.
Yeah, they're gonna break through.
Oh dear me.
They're only a couple of ranks deep.
Will occur.
The general is just now pulling back to the safest corner.
He's like, I'm just gonna sit here. Bring me grapes and lots of wine.
Can they overwhelm that side though? Can they throw all those tribal warriors through?
I don't know. This doesn't happen. It doesn't really happen much.
No, oh, he's got
competitive play.
Spear warriors going up against the Iberian swords there, and the Balearic slingers from outside the box.
Oh, look at this! Here it comes! The assassins have been sent from the. They have been sent from the mountains.
Oh, they're coming round! They're coming round!
They're coming for the general!
Have they still got ammunition? Please say they do.
I hope. Fire!
Come on, please fire a shot. Please say you've got a shot. No.
Fire! Oh God.
No, there's no shot. There's no shot left. There's no shot.
There's no shot.
He can't get in. Oh, and his units are starting to take a pounding now from the slingers and the pikes.
Oh my!
And again, he's rallying at every opportunity with his general. Oh, he's got a unit. A unit's broken through. Tribal warriors are broken through. They're trying to hit the Balearic slingers.
Oh, the slingers are. The slingers are stopping.
The generals.
The general.
The general's right there. Yeah, he's thrown the slingers in.
Oh my God!
He's trying to hit him from another
like
side.
A single-player game, man. It feels like one of those battles in your single-player campaigns where, like, you have to win and you don't care, and you just box on the hill and wait for them to come. This is it. Look at that Carthaginian general. He doesn't care.
Oh, I was so lucky with the... Just missed him earlier. Can they break through? There's a couple of units. He's pulling back. He's pulling a couple of units back. If he could push through... That gap there, there's a small little hole there in the formation. The Sworn General's all he's got. He's pushing through. He's pushing through. He's pushing through. They through. Can they turn on the general? He's going for the general.
Oh, they're turning on the general.
Come on. He's trying to pull the general away. No. Yes, he knocked one off.
Oh, he's down to 3 men.
The general's wavering.
But then the Libyan infantry stopped the tribal warriors.
Oh, and he's pulling the pikes back for an even tighter box.
And the pikes.
The box reforms.
The box is now a triangle. Illuminati confirmed.
There's a small gap here, but I don't think it's enough to push the Illuminati. Oh, we got the game paused. What's happened? Right. Oh, he was so close. He's pushing so hard.
He's trying.
Come on.
He's trying.
Oh, he's tightening up that triangle.
Yes.
No one is allowed in the triangle. He's just throwing units in now. And Llewellyn is asking for a rematch.
A little bit of banter. Yeah, a little bit of banter. He's like, pull through, WTF. He's like, okay, rematch. Oh my God, this is crazy.
So close.
This is actually ridiculous. Osborne's general is somehow still alive. I don't know if these slingers are out of ammo or not, but
I assume they must be now, surely.
I don't think this breaks.
No,
I really don't think it breaks.
Not that tight.
No. He's just gonna pull back and be like, "Good game, we tried, guys."
That's it.
Well,
Pyrrhic victory.
That was kind of absurd.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how to analyze that one.
No. Yeah, that was
So wait, who wins?
well, Panda Warrior got the victory.
Panda Warrior won?
Believe so. Just confirming now.
Wow.
Yeah.
User was moved to your channel. Joined your channel.
Okay, so it appears that Indie Pride has actually fixed itself.
Ah,
Hello,
Indy's
friends.
back. Did you manage to catch any of that, Indy?
I watched the end of that game. I did. That was
What are your thoughts?
interesting.
Let us know.
Very interesting battle. I'll say that. I think it was obviously a mistake from Llewellyn to pick that map when he was the attacker. I'm sure he didn't realize that that hill was there, or at least he didn't remember it. But that was kind of the focal point of that entire battle, right? Like, that wasn't really a very easily assailable position. Obviously, it's going to be really hard to get in there and break a box. And Panda Warrior's known for his boxing. He's a really good player, but like he's boxed in tournaments before, and breaking that down is hard.
He will
Really
box
hard.
if he has to.
Yeah.
Actually, Panda Warrior. No, not Panda Warrior. Who was it? Llewellyn messed up the map. It was supposed to be the opposite attacker direction. So
I see.
he was supposed to have the hills, not Panda. He
Interesting.
messed it up.
Yeah, I said that earlier, but like at the same time, like that was clearly camping next to a red line with a box.
It's not red line camping though, because you have to be at the red line for it to be red line camping. Like, you have to actually be preventing someone from flanking you at the red line, and that wasn't what happened. Like, there was space for him to go around. So, while I understand how frustrating that can be to watch, for sure, it was not red line camping. It was just pike boxing on top of a hill, which
It was 1 unit width away from the red line, bro. Like
was it?
literally 1 unit width. If you had a 3-ranked Celtic warrior, it would have covered that hole.
Well, at one point in the battle, but when the final engagement happened, it wasn't.
I don't know how Llewellyn actually managed to push the box back. Like, I physically do not know how that happened.
Panda moved away from the red line, at least what I saw. Like, at the end of that engagement where he was running up the hill. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at this point. It's just one game. Probably the worst game of the tournament, but what you gotta do?
Money's on the line. You got to get that paper.
Yeah. So that was the third and final match there for the third place playoff between Llewellyn and Panda Warrior. So, up to you guys to discuss in the comments there. Should Panda Warrior have camped up on the hill like that? What do you think of the admin's decision there? Quite the controversial end. But credit where credit is due. Llewellyn did rather well to try and shatter Panda's defences there. So, that is the end of the third place playoff, with Panda Warrior taking that third place spot from Llewellyn. And we now move on to the final between Baylor of Agartha and Agony Duck, and that'll be uploaded tomorrow for you guys to check out. Or if you're watching this in the future, then you can just look in the description for the playlist where I will have linked all of the battles for both the matchup for third place and the grand final between Agony Duck and Baylor of Agartha. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of these battles coming up for the Team Dignitas Total War Rome 2 Invitational Battle Exports. Until next time, ciao for now.